Alright, guys and gals, Crypto Kurt here with another crypto video, and I thought today I would take a quick look at what you can expect as you file your taxes dealing with your cryptos in Australia. So this may not be relevant for anyone living outside of Australia, but if you are a resident of Australia, a citizen of Australia, or a business owner in Australia, and you are playing in the crypto space, this could be some valuable information for you. Now, before I get started, I am not an accountant, I am not a financial advisor, I am not a tax specialist, so this information should be considered for research, education, and entertainment purposes only. Please make sure you consult your own accountant or reach out to these guys. We'll give you some information on how to get in touch with these guys to get some personalized advice. Okay, so by day, I'm actually an SEO consultant. So I've gone in and done cryptocurrency tax account in Australia. 426,000 results, and these guys are number 2 on the list, and they're actually above the ATO. So from an SEO perspective, they're doing pretty well. So I had a look and decided to go through the FAQs, and all I'm going to do is read through the FAQs, making comments as required, and then we'll talk a little bit about how you can get in touch with these guys and the services they offer. Quickly though, let's take a look at who they are. I love this. We are a group of accountants with an unhealthy interest in cryptocurrencies. The information provided on this website is of a general nature only. Please contact us if you require specialized advice or assistance with completing your tax return. And if you're interested, you can go check out their founder, Ben Jackson, who can be found on LinkedIn. So let's get back and let's have a look at some of these FAQs and go through them one by one. Okay, so for ease of reading, Bitcoin. The word Bitcoin is used interchangeably with cryptocurrency below. Current ATO, and that's the Australian Tax Office guidance, advises where other cryptocurrencies have the same characteristics as Bitcoin, the information in this guidance paper applies equally to the taxation treatment of other cryptocurrencies. So the first question is, do I have to pay tax on the sale of my Bitcoin? In short, probably. There's one situation where the disposal of your Bitcoin won't attract tax. One, you purchase personal goods or services directly using your Bitcoin. Now, how cool is that? Now, that's the current state of affairs. So as an example, if you have Bitcoin on your 10X card or your Monaco card and you buy something, you don't have to pay tax on that. Second, you purchase the Bitcoin used for the above transaction for under $10,000. Now that's a little bit of a gray area. While simple on the surface, there are a number of unknowns that haven't been clarified by the ATO. Most retailers don't accept Bitcoin directly. Can you convert Bitcoin and AUD directly and use that exact amount to purchase a good or service? It appears that under the current ATO guidance, the additional step of converting the Bitcoin to AUD before purchasing a good or service will give rise to a capital gain. If you fall outside the above situation, you will be liable for your gain or eligible to claim your loss. So in this instance, it certainly behooves Australian residents and citizens to seek out businesses that do accept Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum or any of the other Dash or anything else, but seek out businesses that do attract or will accept those cryptocurrencies as a forms of payment, and it does not create a taxable event. Pretty cool. What tax do I have to pay on my Bitcoin? Okay, so come back up here. A little bit wordy. How you record your gain or loss on your Bitcoin depends on whether you are a trader or an investor. Okay, so two different scenarios. If you're a trader, you treat Bitcoin as trading stock, and you will need to declare it in a business schedule on your tax return. If you're an investor, you report your gain or loss as a capital gain or loss. As usual, there is no guidance on what constitutes a cryptocurrency trader as opposed to a cryptocurrency investor. The ATO has published guidance on the difference between a share trader and share investor, and there's a link, I believe, here which takes you to the ATO page where you can go find out the difference or what the ATO thinks is the difference. While there are no hard and fast rules, there are a number of factors that contribute to the final decision, such as the nature of the activity. Are you trying to release a yearly profit? Volume and regularity. Are you trading every day? Are you trying to time the market? Organization in a business-like way. Do you have a business plan? The amount of capital, how much you're investing, which is the better outcome. A trader will be liable for the full profit they make while being able to claim losses. An investor will receive the 50% general discount on any gains while not being able to offset any capital losses against other income, salary, and wages, as an example. Okay, what do I do if I'm a trader? Get an accountant. I love it. Of course, they're trying to sell you. At this stage, there are too many factors to list generally. You will need to consider interactions with your other income and expenses and determine what you can and can't claim. We work closely with accountants who specialize in cryptocurrencies. Please visit our Contact Us page if you would like to be put in touch. What do I do if I'm an investor? Well, you may be able to determine your capital gains and losses as long as you keep accurate records. Basically, you're required to report any capital gain or loss when you dispose of your cryptocurrency, and in other certain circumstances. Again, that takes you to the ATO page. Simply put, the gain or loss is what you sold the asset for, less the amount you paid for it. You declare this on your tax return, and it forms a part of your taxable income. And as an aside to that, I believe that you can deduct the cost of that transaction. And number 3, if you're an individual as opposed to a company or superannuation fund and held the asset for over 12 months, you may be eligible for the 50% general discount. So again, I believe the way it works here in Australia is short-term capital gains is you are basically taxed at your current taxable rate based on your current level of income. And if you are hold these shares for over 12 months, you get a 50% discount on that tax. This is as far as I understand it. Disposing of cryptocurrency, purchasing or trading a Bitcoin is currently classified as a barter transaction. This means that purchasing a cryptocurrency with another cryptocurrency gives rise to a capital gain. So you can't go trade Bitcoin for Ethereum and think that you're staying out of, and that's not taxable. That is considered a taxable event here in Australia. What is your capital gain or loss? The value of the transaction can be hard to determine, but the ATO accepts that the value can be determined from a reputable online exchange. Several cryptocurrencies can now be purchased directly with Australian dollars. Determining that price is quite simple. The purchase or sale price will be exactly what you paid or received in AUD. Brokerage costs also add to the cost base of your purchase and come off the sale price of your sale, as I just mentioned. On the other hand, almost all cryptocurrencies can't be purchased easily directly with AUD. Instead, they can be purchased by first purchasing Bitcoin or Ethereum and then converting that to the final currency. In this case, the simplest option seems to be noting the BTC/ETH price at the time of that trade. So basically, and I'm going to do a follow-up video on the CoinSpot exchange. They've made some improvements to their platform as well. But with CoinSpot, you can basically deposit Australian dollars and buy directly. So you don't have to create a taxable event by first buying Ethereum and then trading Ethereum for Bitcoin, which would be a taxable event. CGT discounts. Eligibility for the CGT, which I think is capital gains tax discount, needs to be assessed on an individual basis. Information can be found here. Alternatively, please contact us if you need assistance. They're giving you an example of a CGT calculation. So 2 Bitcoin purchased for $10,000 each, $5,000 each on August 1st, 2017. On the 31st of August, 2017, 1 Bitcoin was converted into 500 Doge. At this time, 1 Bitcoin was worth $7,500. At this point, there is a disposal fee of the Bitcoin, and therefore the capital gains tax consequences needs to be determined. The Bitcoin was deemed to be sold for $7,500, so the price on a reputable exchange at the time, and therefore a profit of $2,500 was raised as it was originally purchased for $5,000. This will need to be declared on your tax return. As the Bitcoin was held for less than 12 months, you will not be eligible for the CGT discount. You now hold 1 Bitcoin with a cost base of $5,000 and 500 Doge with a cost base of $7,500. How can I make sure my purchases aren't taxable? Buying low-cost goods and services directly using Bitcoin seems to be the only surefire way to be exempt from any tax. Websites like Living Room of Satoshi allow you to pay bills directly using Bitcoin, but the line is blurred when paying off credit cards or depositing directly to a bank account. I find this interesting. What tax effect does the Bitcoin fork have on me? In the case of a company demerger, the ATO or another entity usually publishes the tax effect. Unsurprisingly, in this case, there has been no clear determination on the tax effect of the split. A simple option is to assume that the main fork maintains the entire cost base and the secondary chain is deemed to have been acquired for no cost. The ATO may or may not accept this treatment at a later date, but at this stage, it appears to be the most obvious solution. So bring on the hard forks. What am I legally allowed to buy with Bitcoin? Anything. While several other countries have placed restrictions on what Bitcoin can and can't be used for, there are no such restrictions in Australia. So move on down to Australia. What if I have no transaction records for my buys and sells? While several websites publish daily BTC AUD conversion rates, this may assist you with valuing your historic trades. Your exchange should be able to provide you with a CSV file showing your transaction history over a certain period of time. If it doesn't, switch exchanges. And again, with the CoinSpot exchange, which is the one I use in Australia, you have a complete order history, and you can see everything at a glance, all in one window. It's fantastic, easy to use. Can my accountant calculate my capital gain or loss? Maybe. The accounting industry is often slow to change, and not all accountants are aware of the current rules and regulations regarding Bitcoin, which is why I suggest if you're in crypto that you go find a company like this who has specialists that specialize in dealing with crypto accounting. Okay, make sure you are comfortable with your accountant before engaging with them to prepare your return. While they prepare your return, you will be required to sign a declaration confirming the information provided is correct. Should they account for your transactions incorrectly, you will still be liable for any ATO-initiated adjustments and may be liable for penalties. We work closely with accountants who specialize in cryptocurrencies. Please visit our page, contact us page to be put in touch. All right, here's the question of the day, right? What are the chances of the ATO tracing my capital gain if I don't declare it? They have no idea. I love it. While a large benefit of cryptocurrency is a relative anonymity, there are ways to trace ownership on the blockchain. The most common method is exchanges passing information directly to the government. AusTrack also monitors movement of Australian dollars, so cashing out your Bitcoin sale will likely be picked up as your bank or financial institution follows their TTR obligations. Will I be untraceable if I keep my Bitcoin transactions to under $10,000 each? No! The following is an excerpt from the AusTrack website. A TTR obligation arises when a single transaction involves physical currency of 10,000 AUD or more, or foreign currency equivalent. Often, a reporting entity may provide a series of services, for example, cash withdrawals or account deposits, to a customer which, when combined, amount to $10,000 or more, or foreign currency equivalent. A reporting entity must decide whether providing a series of services constitutes a single transaction or a number of separate transactions. The decision will largely depend on the circumstances in each case. In general, a series of services can be considered a single transaction where the services share the same characteristic and purpose and are continuous. Well, we've already answered this question, but just to go through it, am I taxed when I trade one cryptocurrency for another? Unfortunately, yes. The ATO has advised that they consider exchanging one cryptocurrency for another to be a form of barter. Therefore, trading one cryptocurrency for another, for example, buying Ethereum using Bitcoin, is a taxable event. All right, can I own Bitcoin in a self-managed superannuation fund? So for those of you not in Australia who are still with me, superannuation is kind of a forced retirement where your employer has to pay 9 or 10% of your salary into a superannuation fund, which then accrues. You can choose which company you want your superannuation fund, and different funds have different benefits, and you can usually within the superannuation fund you can usually choose what kind of investments: aggressive, conservative, retail, bonds, stocks, whatever. And the question is, can we own it in a superannuation fund? And yes, please contact us if you're looking to create an SMSF for the purpose of investing in Bitcoin. And again, if you're a small business owner, you can deduct a certain amount of superannuation fund deposits. So again, if you're crypto rich, you might be able to reduce your tax costs by actually putting some crypto into your superannuation fund, and these guys can help you do it. Okay, so I did reach out to these guys prior to doing this video, and the reply that I got was that they are possibly interested in doing an interview with me, so I am going to follow up with them and see if I can get one of their representatives to come and basically have a live interview. So if you have any specific questions that were not answered in that previous section of the video or on this website, which again is australiancrypto.com.au, please put the questions in the comment section and I will put those together, and if I can get one of these guys to come online with me, we'll go through those questions and answer them for you. But basically, this is the services they offer. For $330 personal situation assessment, this provides you with a determination, excuse me, a determination of your status as an investor or trader, advice on how to declare your cryptocurrency gains or losses, a review of your current entity structure, which is individual, company, or trust, and advice on the best structure for your future plans, a recommendation on what records you need to keep to assist with the preparation of your income tax return, whether or not you are required to register for GST, which is goods and services tax here in Australia, answers to any general cryptocurrency taxation queries you may have, and a quote on the cost to prepare and lodge your tax return. So basically the $330 is a fee to do a quick assessment of you and your own situation. And then they offer other services as well, so they can actually prepare your income tax. It doesn't matter whether you're a trader, a miner. Oh, miners are treated differently yet again, so we didn't cover that. That may be something we can talk about in the interview if I can get these guys on board. Reconciliation of cryptocurrency portfolio software, creation and administration of your self-managed super fund, and tax planning services going forward. So once again, you can contact them via the australiancrypto.com.au website. Click on here real quick and let's just see. Okay, they don't offer a phone number, but when I reached out to them via this contact form, I had a reply literally within an hour. And again, I was quite impressed with how quickly they came back to me. So these guys are for real. And again, if you're in Australia and have questions about your cryptos and any taxable events, please reach out to them. Please do mention that you saw the website or you saw the video published by Quantum Publishing. I don't have an official relationship with these guys, but I do want to make sure that if anyone does see the video and makes an inquiry, that we are using my name so that I can start building a relationship with these guys and build some credibility with them as well. So once again, hopefully this was helpful for anyone who is dealing with cryptos and has to do the right thing when you are completing your taxes, and make sure we all do the right thing. All right, guys, Crypto Kurt out.